Hello, good morning, dear students. Today our topic is carboxylic acids. Carboxylic acids actually the carboxylic acid is actually the combination of two names. One is carbo and second is oxyl. Carboxyl means carbonyl compound and oxyl means hydroxy group. So there are two uh, combination of two groups that is carbonyl group and second is hydroxyl group. So carbonyl group and hydroxyl group combine together to form the carboxylic acids. Okay, carboxylic acids may be aliphatic or aromatic. They may be aliphatic, having aliphatic chain, or aromatic ring. uh, then it is called as aliphatic or aromatic carboxylic acids. General formula may be represented as RCOH. This RCOH, first member is HCOH. This is called as a formic acid. Or maybe alkyl or aryl group. So accordingly, there may be aliphatic or aromatic carboxylic acids. Clear? So here we have classified the carboxylic acids into three types. One is monocarboxylic acids. Second is dicarboxylic acids, and third is tricarboxylic acids. ठीक है, तो we will see one by one. First monocarboxylic acid, then after is dicarboxylic acid, third is tricarboxylic acid. Mono means there is only one carboxylic group. Di means there are two carboxylic groups. Tri means there are three carboxylic groups present in the molecule. Accordingly, they are named as monocarboxylic acid, dicarboxylic acid, and tricarboxylic acids. So first we will see the nomenclature of for monocarboxylic acids. So nomenclature, first we will start from the tribal name or common name system. The tribal name and common name system for the monocarboxylic acids is their name is generally taken from the source of their origin. Source of their origin means from where they have been extracted. For example, we may here see different types of monocarboxylic acids. Their tribal names are here as given. First, let us see here that is the first group is a formic acid. Formic acid. So actually the formula of the compound is SUH. Source of this formic acid is actually this is extracted from the red ant. Latin ant means formica. So actually it's a species of this red ant is called as a formica. Their botanical name formica means ant. So they are accordingly named as formic acid. The first group is called as a formic acid extracted from the red ant. That's why this is called a ant means formica. That is formica. That is called as a formic acid. Clear? So here we will see this is called as a formic acid. Take second, we will see that here is a second group. This is commonly called as acetic acid. So it is called as acetic acid. So actually the acetic acid means actually it is taken from the vinegar. You know about what is the vinegar. The vinegar is also a Latin word. Vinegar is coming from the Latin word is called as acetum. So accordingly this is called as acetic acid. So from the Latin word acetum, this is named as acetic acid. Origin is vinegar solution. Clear? Similarly, we have another group that is C2H5COH. This is actually the name of the common name is propanoic acid. Clear? So actually the its source is proton pion. Proton pion means Greek word proton means first and pion means fat. So it is a fixed fat molecule. That is why it is called as a propionic acid. Propion means fixed, pion means fat. So it is there are other different monocarboxylic acids. So we have here taken some of the important here. So accordingly, their source is formic acid is taken from the red ant, formica, that's called the formic acid. Acetic acid from the vinegar, that is vinegar means acetum, that's called as acetic. That's called as it's called a formic acid. This is called as the acetic acid. Secondly, there is a actually this is a propionic acid. So propane means protein, protein pion. Protein means fixed and pion means fat. The fixed is a fixed fat molecule that's called as a propionic acid. Clear? Similarly, here we will see here some of them. C3H7COH. This is called as a butyric acid. 4 carbon atoms are here. That's why it's called as a butyric acid. So actually, butyric origin is from butter. Latin butter means Latin actually butter is taken from the Latin word butyrum. So that's why its name is taken as butyric acid. So this was a common name, tribal name of the monocarboxylic acids. So they have taken from their what is called as their source of origin. Clear? Now we will discuss the IUPAC name nomenclature of the monocarboxylic acids. So from the IUPAC nomenclature you must follow the IUPAC nomenclature rules. So first we will see the functional group is carboxylic acid, and it is secondary suffix is oic acid. Oic acid. So you must remember the secondary suffix of the carboxylic acid is oic acid. Accordingly, you can write the name of the compound by following the IUPAC nomenclature. First member is HCOH. Clear? So HCOH means there are first you write the name. You must know about the nomenclature as I have already taught you. First there is a prefix, then is word root, then is primary suffix, then is secondary suffix. Secondary suffix. Clearly, primary suffix if there is any substituent. Word root it indicates the number of carbon atoms in the principal chain. Clear? Second is primary suffix. Primary suffix means a linkage, that is means a carbon single bond or carbon double bond or carbon triple bond. Whatever you will see accordingly, when there is a carbon single bond, you write the primary suffix as N. When there is a double bond, you write the in. When there is triple bond, you write the wine. So this indicates the linkage of the carbon chain. Clear? Third is secondary suffix, and already discussed, and already I told you the secondary suffix of the carboxylic acid is oic acid. Oic acid. Clear? So O being vowel, E can be dropped from the when writing the name of the compound. So by following these, you can write the name of the any of the organic molecule. So here we will see the name of the first. So there are how many carbon atoms? There is one. So there is no any prefix. So starts from the word root. When there is no prefix, no substituent, you will start from the word root. Word root is there is only one carbon atom. So it is word root. When carbon atom is one, it is meth. When there are two carbon atoms, then it is eth. When there are three carbon atoms, then it is prop. Accordingly, but, pent, hex, hept depends upon the number of carbon atoms. So here there is one carbon atom. So this is word root is meth. Clear? Word root. Second is primary suffix. So is there any carbon double bond? No. So you will write the an as a secondary suffix. After that, you write the primary you can write the secondary suffix. Secondary suffix is oic acid. Oic acid. So when you write the oic acid, clear? So O being the vowel, E is dropped here. This E is dropped. So accordingly, name of the compound will be methanoic acid. Meth and E dropped. Oic acid is a secondary suffix. Clear? Accordingly, you write the name of this compound. There are two carbon atoms, so it is eth. Primary suffix N, E is dropped because O secondary suffix is oic acid. That's why it is named as ethanoic acid. Clear? Third, you will write here the name of the compound. It is there are number of carbon atoms are 3. Means word root is prop. Clear? Second, what will the primary suffix? Will be N and plus oic acid. E is dropped here because it is here the oic acid. Secondary suffix is oic acid. Oic acid. Accordingly, name of the compound is propane oic acid. Clear? So this is how you can write the names of the monocarboxylic acid, both tribal name as well as a common as well as the IUPAC name. Clear? So some of the important tribal names that is common names I have. You must remember these. Clear? Some of the molecules are familiar with their common names, so you must remember also these. So second is a dicarboxylic acids. What are dicarboxylic acids? Dicarboxylic acids are those which contain two carboxylic groups. There are two carboxylic groups present in the molecule. So these are called as a dicarboxylic acids. So here, first remember, this is there are two carboxylic acid first, second. So there are two carboxylic acids. So what is the name of the compound? Commonly this is called as a oxalic acid. Common name of the dicarboxylic acid first member is called as oxalic acid. So it is most familiar name. You must remember this. After that, what will be the IUPAC name of the compound? You must follow the IUPAC nomenclature rule. Though how many first you will see how many number of carbon atoms are there. There are two carbon atoms here. So it is eth. Clear? Then you will write the primary suffix. Is there carbon double bond? No. There is carbon single bond. So you will write the N, A-N-E. Third, you will write the primary suffix. Secondary suffix. Secondary suffix is oic acid. Oic acid. So you can accordingly write the oic acid. Oic acid. So you can here you can't sorry one thing I forget. So you write ethane. Eth is a word root and is a primary suffix. After that, you will see here there are two carboxylic acids. There are two carboxylic groups. Accordingly, when there is two, you write the di. When there are three, you will write a tri. Accordingly, these are dicarboxylic acids, so you will write a di. So use a di here, di. After that, you will write the secondary suffix, that is oic acid. You will write the oic acid. So here you will not have to drop this E because after this E there is D, which is not any vowel. This is a consonant. That's why E cannot be dropped here. Clear? So in case of dicarboxylic acid, you don't have to drop this E from the IUPAC nomenclature. So accordingly, name of the compound will be oxalic acid's common name. IUPAC name will be ethane dioic acid. Clear? Second, write what will the name of the compound? The name of the compound is a common name, most familiar, malonic acid. Clear? So what is the IUPAC name? There are three carbon atoms. So that is the word root is prop. After that, primary suffix is N. How many carbon atoms here? Carboxylic acid groups are there? Two. you write the propane di. After that, what is the second suffix? That's oic acid. Oic acid. So this is how you can write the name of the dicarboxylic acid. Is clear? Similarly, we'll go from the third member. What will the common name of this succinic acid? So what will the IUPAC name of this? Butane dioic acid. So there are how many carbon atoms? There are four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Accordingly, there are. It is word root is but. Primary suffix is N. And there are how many carboxylic acid groups? 2 dioic acid. Clear? Oic acid is a second suffix. Clear? So you are using the IUPAC nomenclature rules here by writing the IUPAC name of the any of the molecule. Clear? Similarly, you will see here the molecule is glutaric acid. This is the common name of the compound is called as a glutaric acid. Clear? So what will the name of the compound? So first you must count the number of carbon atoms. So actually there are how many carbon atoms? There is first carbon atom, then is a 3 carbon CH2. Actually the molecule is just like as this COH. One second. The molecule is just like as this molecule COH, CH2, CH2, CH2 3 times. After that is COOH. So while writing the IUPAC nomenclature of the compound, you can first write the select the longest chain which contains a functional group. So there are both the groups are terminal. Accordingly, you can write the numbering from either side from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Accordingly, so here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbon atoms. So accordingly, you will write the word root will be the pent. After that, primary suffix will be ane. So pentane. So you will write you can also give the numbering of this numbering of the carboxylic acid groups. So there is first position, this is fifth position. So you write pentane 1, 5. How many these groups are there? There are two groups. Pentane 1, 5 dioic acid. Clear? So being terminal, so that's why we are not usually give the number of the carbon atoms, because the carboxylic acid groups functional group is always terminal. So for terminal, you might not write the number of the carbon atom on which it is. So you terminal being terminal, there is no need of write a number. So you write the name of the compound is pentane dioic acid. Pentane dioic acid. Similarly, you will see here this molecule. This is called as adipic acid. So here you will count the number of carbon atoms. There are 4. 4 plus 1 5 plus 1 6. So there are 6. So this is hex. Primary suffix N, and there are two carboxylic acid groups. This is di, and there are two secondary suffix. Sorry, this secondary suffix is oic acid. Accordingly, you write the name of molecule. Name of the molecule will be hexane dioic acid. Clear? Similarly, you will see there are how many number of carbon atoms are there for this molecule. This is called as pamelic acid. Pamelic acid is actually there are 5 plus 6 plus 7. There are 7 number of carbon atoms. IUPAC name will be hept, word root, and primary suffix. There are two carboxylic acid groups terminal to this di. Oic acid means secondary suffix. So the name of the compound will be heptane dioic acid. Clear? Stick. Similarly, so from you must from this carbon from oxalic acid to this from oxalic acid to pimalic acid. So you must remember these. You can remember these common names. You must remember these common names because they are very much important. Usually, mostly used for these tricarboxylic acids, but they are mostly known by these common names. So you must remember these names of these dicarboxylic acids. So accordingly you will be the uh, this molecule of the dicarboxylic acid will be this commonly called as a malic acid. One of the most common name most common name you know. So this is called the malic acid. So name of the IUPAC name of the compound will be, so you must know, give the numbering of the chain which contain the main functional groups. So for your information, there are two carboxylic acid groups, COH. So main functional groups are two, but there is also one uh, OH group. This So OH group is usually for phenol, for alcohols, or in case of benzene is called as when it is attached to the benzene ring, then this compound is called as a phenol. But this is a aliphatic chain, so it is usually used for the alcohols. So for this, when there are two types of functional group present, so you must remember the preference of the group. Carboxylic acids are given more preference than that of alcoholic group. Clear? Accordingly, this is taken as a prefix and this is taken as a suffix. Clear? This is taken as a substituent, or this is taken as a main functional group. So accordingly, when this OH group is taken as a prefix or substituent, it is called as a hydroxy. Is called as a hydroxy. You must remember. Accordingly, name of the compound will be, common name is malic acid. Clear? So IUPAC name of the compound will be, by giving the numbering first from you can write the numbering from this side because OH is near to this. So accordingly, you can write the numbering first, second, third, and fourth. So you will write the first is prefix. Accordingly, there is a substituent prefix here, that is OH group. This is called as a hydroxy. So is present at second position of the second carbon atom. So accordingly, you are writing this 2 hydroxy. After that prefix, you are sequences word root. Word root is how many carbon atoms are present in the main chain. So there are 4. You can write the butane. You can write the word root but. After that is primary species. Primary species is linkage. There is carbon single bond, no carbon double bond. Accordingly, you are writing N. So primary species N. Last, there is a, what is the functional group? There is a secondary species. So secondary species is oic acid. So accordingly, name of the compound will be 2 hydroxy butanoic acid. This is called the 2-hydroxybutanoic acid. Clear? So here there is another molecule. This is called as a tartaric acid. Tartaric acid actually the common name, mostly more familiar name of the molecule. So what is the IUPAC name of the compound? By just giving the numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, and there are 2 hydroxyl groups. Now accordingly, you write the name of the compound first prefix. There are 2 hydroxyl groups, so you write the 2, 3. When there are 2 prefix, you will write a dihydroxy. After that, word root but. After linkage, then a primary suffix, and after that you will write the second suffix, that's called as the oic acid. So according to name of the compound is 2,3-dihydroxybutane dioic. There are two COH groups. That's why it is called as a 2,3-dihydroxybutane dioic acid. Clear? So here one thing you must remember here, for this molecule, see here first. One second. So the name of the compound is, this is actually 2-hydroxybutane di there are 2 carboxylic groups. That's why there is actually dioic acid. So you must there is error in this naming of the compound. So you write the name correct this. This is 2-hydroxybutane dioic acid because there are two carboxylic acid groups. Clear? Second, last you will see here that this called as this called as malic acid, but this is called as a malic acid. Clear? So there is E present. There is LIC. This LEIC. Clear? So you must remember. So name of the compound is there. There is actually carbon double bond present in it. So what will the name of the? This is a common name. This malic acid. But actually, what will the name of the compound? So you will first write the numbering of the compound. Numbering starts from first, second, third, and fourth. So you must locate the carbon-carbon double bond. This is also used as a also used before the sorry. This is used. This is actually the linkage, that is the primary suffix. So here the carbon-carbon double bond is here. So that is why here the ene is followed. The name, a word root is followed by ene. So accordingly, name of the compound will be. So where is the double bond? Double bond is present at the second position of the carbon atom. So accordingly, you will write the name of the you will write this name. First, you will start from the what is the there any prefix? No, there is no prefix. So you will start from the word root. Word root is there is how many number of carbon atoms? There are 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is but. Clear? After that, you write a primary suffix. Primary suffix is carbon-carbon linkage. So if there is any carbon-carbon double bond, so you write the primary suffix as ene. But you also have to locate the double bond. Where is the location of the double bond? So the location of double bond is a second position of the carbon. So you will write the name but 2 in. Accordingly, then you will write the second spec is oic acid. But how many carboxylic acid groups are there? There are two. So you will write the name of the compound will be but-2-ene dioic acid. Clear? So this is the common name as well as the IUPAC name nomenclature of the monocarboxylic acids and dicarboxylic acids. Clear? So for the first see here first members of the dicarboxylic acids. One second. First members are one is for common name system. You will you will see the structural difference of the molecule. There are two COH groups. Clear? So this called the oxalic acid. After that, you will see here a structure is there are two carboxylic acid groups, but in between there is one methyl group. This is called the malonic acid. After that, you are following that there are two methyl groups between the carboxylic acid groups. So this is called the succinic acid. Accordingly, there is three methyl groups in between the carboxylic acids. This is called as glutaric acid. Similarly, there is four methyl groups between carboxylic acid groups. This is called the adipic acid. Clear? Accordingly, you will see after that there are five methyl groups between between these two terminal carboxylic acid groups. This is called as a pamelic acid. Clear? Pamelic acid. So accordingly, so how can you remember? Because they are very easy to follow, and you can also using this trick by remembering the names IUPAC names. Sorry, by remembering their common names, because they are mostly commonly used name is their common name. So you must remember their common name. So accordingly you can also remember their structure, molecular formula or molecular structure. You can remember from this trick by knowing this. So first you will see here that first is oxalic acid. So oxalic acid, there are only COH, two carboxylic acid terminal. When there is malonic acid, succinic acid, galonic, that's called the glutaric acid. After that is adipic acid. Last is pamelic acid. So accordingly, you can remember this trick by this is called as a OMSGAP. OMSGAP मतलब हम कैसे अब इसको याद रखोगे? O for oxalic acid, M for malonic acid, S for succinic acid, G for glutaric acid, A for adipic acid, P for pamelic acid. Clear? So actually this there are two terminal carboxylic acid groups. In between the carboxylic acid there is one methyl group. In between the carboxylic acid there are two methyl groups. In between the carboxylic acid there are three methyl groups. In between the terminal carboxylic acid groups there are four methyl groups, and in between the terminal carboxylic acids two terminal carboxylic groups there are five methyl groups. So there is no methyl group between the two carboxylic groups, that is COH and COH. There is no methyl groups present between the two carboxylic groups. So actually this is like the here, this is COH. So in case of oxalic acid there are no any of the methyl group present, that is why O for oxalic. And in case of malic acid there are one CH2 group. So there is one CH2 group. For succinic acid there are two methyl groups in between these two terminal carboxylic groups. ठीक है? इसी तरह से glutaric acid there are three methyl groups, that is CH2 groups are 3. CH2 groups are 3. Clear? Accordingly, adipic acid there are four methyl groups between these terminal carboxylic groups. Clear? And last till palmic acid there are five methyl groups in between these terminal carboxylic groups. So this is a short trick while you remember their molecular formula as well as their common names by only remembering this OMSGAP. OMSGAP, ओ मेरे सजन घर आजा परदेसी. बस ऐसे रखो याद आप, ओ मेरे सजन घर आजा परदेसी. So these are the names of first six dicarboxylic acids. They can be remembered with this trick. So this was all about the nomenclature of monocarboxylic acids, dicarboxylic acids, and their common name as well as their IUPAC name. Hope you understand. Have a nice day.